Okay. I think that's you. Let's go. Okay, people, I'm just going to share the screen and we'll get into this. So okay, so you can reshape the webcams by clicking on the 3x3 matrix in the top right of the webcam window, and then you can drag it so you can see everybody. The idea is to try and stay connected as a group here. All right, so I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. Welcome to the free healing webinar, Opening to Your Flow of Abundance. This is more for the guys who are going to watch this later on YouTube replay, because a lot of people are working. So, are you here to do something very special for the world? I felt that when I was about 10 or 11, but can't rely on the universe to give you what you need when you need it. So this live group healing webinar is going to use divine healing to gracefully accelerate the healing of the fear of stepping into the life you really desire, so that you can quicken the process of safely letting go, opening to the flow of abundance, and delivering your gift of service to the world. I did this about 25 years ago, letting go, and it was pretty scary, but I did it. So what I want to hear from you guys is what brought you here. But I'll start. What's brought me here is I want to share this really powerful healing process so that you can let go and open to the flow of abundance, not just money, but love, opportunities, all sorts of things in life. So you can really live that fulfilling life of service and helping others, whichever way is in divine order for you. That's why I'm here. So I'd like to hear from you guys what you'd like from this, because it sort of sets the intention. So if you want to speak, just wave at me, a big airport wave so I can see you, and then switch the sound on the bottom left. Anisha, yeah, say where you are and what's brought you here, and what's your intention for the webinar.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here with everybody. Yeah, I've definitely been feeling into the fear of stepping out and sharing my gifts to the world. And one piece that I realized is the worth and value that I don't see in myself. So I'm hoping to heal that in order to be able to expand and give of myself.
Okay, and where are you, Anisha?
In Queens, New York.
New York, okay. Who would like to share next? You don't have to if you don't want, but it's just good to get a feel for what's happening. Lavinia.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you.
It's just lovely to be here and connect with all these nice people. My intention really is to open more to the flow of abundance. I have, well, in the summer, I did Divine Healing Level 5, which was a huge step for me, and I absolutely love it. But as you can see, I'm still here because I just feel that I need a bit of extra support in this big step forward for me, which is launching my business. Okay.
All right.
Thank
and
you.
Sort of, where are you in that process? Just so you, because we set some energy here.
It's a bit of a story, but I am probably, my website will launch in hopefully the next 2 weeks.
Oh, well done.
Completely revamped and all done by myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 weeks, I hope.
Okay, sounds good. And just, would you like to share where you actually are geographically?
Oh yes, I'm in Essex in the UK.
Okay, thank you. All right, who's next? Okay, Jacqueline.
Hi. Oh, yes. Hi.
Yeah, you're on. You're on.
Okay. Hi to everyone. I am very happy to be with you. My main goal, I think, is that I have realized painfully that I'm manifesting my fears, especially the past 3 weeks. So really, I'm faced with very hard incidents, but I'm like a warrior. I really try to be calm and respond and not react. but at the same time, I'm very aware that I have to clean up anything. So in order to be manifesting what I really want from my heart and not what I have to resolve.
Okay, thank you. And where are you? Just tell people where you are.
I'm in Athens, Greece.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Who else would like to share why they're here? Roy. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep, loud and clear.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. So I said before, I'm quite excited. My situation is I'm starting in a new venue, new and not so new, which is music. I've been a musician, or I was raised to be a musician, and then life took me into an entirely different world. And now, finally, I'm getting back to it. And my actually question is whether I should present my work, this new musical. I'm in New York, in fact, and with my real name or with my pseudonym, you know, nom de plume, as they call it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here, and also to learn about abundance is always good. It's not like it's knocking at my door, you know, 24/7. So that's my purpose.
Okay, thank you, Roy. All right, who else would like to share? Laurie, haven't seen you for ages.
Hello, I am in a suburb of Chicago, and I am here to clear anything that doesn't allow me to integrate the truth of who I am and what I'm here to be of service, so that I can move forward and offer my talents and gifts by way of service.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone else like to share? Veronica, and then Adrian.
Hi, I'm in southern Utah. I am here to, I guess I need more confidence in my gifts and abilities. I connect people to their spiritual guides. I do like energy work. I don't know. I'm worried about advertising. I'm worried about not being able to deliver.
Okay, do you want to say a little bit about worrying about advertising? What particular aspect of that?
Just putting myself out there.
Okay.
And not go off of word of mouth so much.
Both help. Telling people about yourself is telling people about yourself in an authentic way is the most powerful way of marketing. You live in a very competitive market in North America, but if you're very authentic and just speak from the heart, that really reaches people. It cuts through all of the low frequency marketing stuff, and the right people will feel that and they'll turn up.
And that's what I want. I want the right people. I don't just want to deal with anybody.
Well, set the intention that only the right people, what we call qualified leads in marketing, who are the right type of people who are conscious enough and really want to work with you, turn up, and the rest go away. And so you got to set your marketing filter, and that's what will happen. You might get some who don't work so well initially, but the main thing is to focus on the ones that you desire. And then what will happen is that they'll start tuning up. And the more you enjoy working with them, the more of them will come. And the ones you don't want to come won't turn up. But don't focus on the people who you don't want, because then you get them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Adrian, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
That's fine. Yeah.
When we did our my soul contract reading, you helped me realize I have a very strong theme in my life of unworthiness. So I would like to address that. Right now, I'm focusing on my relationships with my son and my husband and myself. So I've got a lot of work to do, but those are the things I would like to focus on right now. And I'm in Austin, Texas.
Okay, nice to see you again.
Thanks, you too.
Or anyone else want to share? Okay, Cindy.
Yeah. Yeah, hi. Hello, everyone. Say, I was fortunate enough to catch a couple of these with you, David, about a year and a half ago. It's been a while. With the intention of last February, I was going to take a class, and then my life took a turn. And now I just noticed you were doing these again, and I'm like, yay, I get to spend some time with you again. I so appreciate you. And I thought too, what a wonderful day to do this, since it's the energy of the eclipse as well. So a little added bonus there. And hopefully my long-term goal is to leave the corporate and then transition to this type of work someday. So
Yeah,
yeah,
more,
thank you, David.
Thank you. More and more people are turning up wanting to escape corporate. And I escaped about 25 years ago, so it's possible, and not starve and prosper at some level. It can be done. It's a bit of a steep learning curve, but it can be done. Yeah. Anyone else want to share?
Me? Can you hear me? I don't think my camera is showing. I don't know why.
Luna. Okay, let me just make you a panelist. Just say yes to being a panelist, Luna.
Oh, okay.
Then you'll be able to switch your camera on, because you're in the attendee room, waiting room at the moment. Now try your camera. And you should turn up. I'll give you a hand here. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's it. Nice to see you again.
Hello, nice to see you again. I'm speaking from Brazil. I'm here because I saw the email and I saw that you guys were going to tackle like abundance and healing, and I feel like it's a constant theme in my life that I need to keep working on. How to feel abundant and feel worthy of abundance. Not just in the form of money, but it's what keeps showing. So I'm here too, and I'm here for that too, and just to keep working on how to express myself and and offer my gifts to the world. It's been a year since I had my reading, my soul contract reading, and I feel like it's been a very slow process of practicing all that and implementing and dealing with the karmic stuff. So I just thought it would be a nice thing to be attending this conference again.
Okay, well, welcome. Anyone else want to share? No? Okay. All right.
I can share. This is Joanna.
Okay, Joanna.
Yeah, so I'm here. I think really just kind of moving more. I've done a few of your webinars before, and they're always very helpful. And this one, I think, really focusing around trusting the universe and being able to open up to that flow of abundance. And I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay, we're going to get underway then. All right. Okay, so let me get back to the presentation here. Thank you everyone for sharing. And the screen here. So I'll talk about the structure of what we're going to do today, then on divine healing, then we're going to go and do it. So basically divine healing is based on the principle of asking you shall receive. Your higher self created you in all your glory, all your programs, which some of you have learned from the soul contract. So therefore, because it built you, it knows how to dismantle this ego onion that we all built here. And what divine healing does is it aims to peel our ego onion, all the things you guys just described. It's going to peel these layers in the right order. Okay. Our ego is usually a mystery to us, because ultimately we're pure love, but we come into this reality, we put on this ego construct as a filter to experience the reality with. And so Divine healing peels the layers gracefully, one by one. And when you clean enough of that, the pure love of who you are, the power of the soul, becomes more powerful than the drag weight of the ego. And that's when your mission can start to happen. That's when you can unleash your gift of service. So some of you said you felt unworthiness, some not sure about marketing and things like that. This is just layers of the ego playing with you, really. So we're going to peel a few layers today of this divine healing. Because you're all meant to break through everything you're experiencing and then bring that gift of service out to the world. But the process of peeling this onion, all these layers, going deep into these layers, is actually your training for your gift of service. So don't feel that what you're going through now is a waste of time and you should have been on it 5 years ago or whatever. This is the process of learning. It is meant to happen that way, because as you feel your way through the layers of this ego onion and get back to the pure love that you are, it goes through a lot of emotional shifts, and the soul wants to literally feel those shifts, and you will, as the personality expression unique to it this lifetime, will value those shifts. I used to be the shyest person in the world, but I had to overcome all that, and had to learn to speak publicly and write the book, your Soul Contract Decoder book, and very lucky to be on Gaia to learn how to do that. But that actually burned through many layers of my onion to get to where I am today, to help guys like you, which is why I was here. My mission is to help you manifest your mission. That's my gift of service to the world, and bring you guys online, because you each have a special gift. So don't feel that you've been punished, or you're stuck and you'll never get over it. That's just the ego talking to you. You're meant to overcome everything that you feel is in the way, and it's not there by accident. It's there by design from the soul. But what we're going to do today is peel off some layers with divine healing. Okay, so basically it's a multi-dimensional system of divine healing, and it provides a very quick and simple and profound and accurate set of healing tools that you can use on yourself and on others to basically reconnect to spirit at all levels. And most importantly, it's about self-empowerment. Okay, so that you can basically take your power back rather than feeling the world's doing things to you. How many of you guys feel that the matrix is doing stuff to you? Put your hands up, and it just keeps coming at you. Okay, so basically the programming within you is creating it all. So the matrix can only react to what's coming out of you unconsciously. So the idea is to get conscious of it, feel it, and transform it. Then the stuff will stop coming at you. Okay, this is what's going on here. And when you realize that you're actually creating it all, you're in charge, that's when you move from a place of feeling a victim of the matrix to actually being in charge. Say, okay, I created it all, therefore I can change it, which is what divine healing is all about. Okay, once you get to that place, then life starts to change a lot. So divine healing was brought in 2006. It was channeled by Amira Ariel Halle, who used to run the Center for Conscious Ascension with me, and two other colleagues of ours, because there was a need. Source realized there was a need to basically dissolve the ego onion with as many people as possible, so they could heal deeply, completely, and easily, and clear all this underlying programming, creating the stuff coming at you all the time, to move to a place of more love and joy, actually living your dreams. The dreams come from the soul, what we're really here to do. Reconnect to the true essence, which is love, and deliver your gift of service to the world, and ultimately open to the flow of abundance. Yeah. And abundance is not just money, it's about connecting to higher consciousness and bringing through your gifts of service. Because abundance comes not from this reality. Okay. Comes from the higher dimensions. Explain that mechanism. All right, and we're going to use this mechanism today in the healing process. So we were all at source at one time. And source was Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, all that is, call it what you wish. And source was one great soul, which we're part of, wanted to know itself better. So what it did is it densified itself from the 12th dimension all the way down to the 5th, 4th, and now the 3rd dimension, this physical reality that we're in. There's a spark of source in us called the soul. And so we are a spark of the divine. We're a spark of God. It's actually within us. But we got so far from God in the spiritual sense that we forgot that's actually where we come from. And we feel separate from all that is. And as a result of that, we feel three main things. Three main things occur. Because we feel separate from God, we feel abandoned by God when we're born. We feel unworthy to be loved by God. And we mistrust God. And these are the three core programs that actually form our ego structures, and we each have a unique combination of this. And if you can transmute these three core programs, then you will dissolve your ego eventually, or you'll be in a much clearer space. And these are just a byproduct of being born and feeling separate from God. So what we need to do in order to come into the flow of abundance is, it's going to try and get the right color here, is we need to dissolve our earth suit, our ego construct that carries all these programs. Break through this interference zone of astral beings at the lower end of the astral planes, the fourth dimension, and connect back to source. Because this matrix, how many of you guys have seen the movie The Matrix? Put your hands up. Okay, so that's about as close as it gets to what's really going on. This is a matrix which is a three-dimensional holographic projection of the reality that's within you, feeling-based reality. And so whatever you truly believe or feel at a deep level is turning up in the matrix around you. And so, but the matrix is actually a big projection screen. Okay, it's not ultimately real. It's a projection of consciousness that comes from you. So if you want to manifest something in the world, you need to actually access the higher consciousness, open to it and bring it through you, and then something different will start to appear in the matrix than what you have at the moment. So what we need to do is we need to cut a pathway to this interference energy here, because it's designed to keep you disconnected from higher consciousness, and access the higher frequencies up here. And if you clear your earth suit, your ego here, from all the low frequency programs in it, then what you can do, provided you have a connection to source, you can bring through the high energy, then that will start to manifest your gift of service. So the key thing to manifestation is to become very clear emotionally, as much as you can, it takes many years, open to higher consciousness, then allow it to come through you. Because what comes through you from your higher self, higher dimensional part of you, will be whatever you need in that moment to manifest this gift of service. So you don't actually need to, you're not doing all the work. You're a vessel for higher consciousness to actually act through you, but you've got to get clear enough within you first. Because what most people do in this reality is they just steal energy and money from each other. That's all they're doing in all sorts of weird and wonderful ways, as you know. But if you open to higher consciousness, this will manifest vastly much more than you could manifest if the ego was at a lower conscious level, it's manipulating other people to get what it wants. So that's the key to opening to the flow of abundance. Highest priority is to clear yourself emotionally, open to higher consciousness, and then when you hit what we call the threshold of soul integration, when enough of the ego is dissolved, so your frequency rises enough, then what will happen is that higher consciousness can embody, because it can't embody in you if you're carrying a lot of low frequency programs. And as it starts to come through, the ego can't stop it. The ego is not as strong as the soul and the higher self then. And that's when life gets really interesting, really good stuff starts to happen. So focus on clearing a lot of the programming that you're feeling. And the way we do that is that we need bring consciousness to the programs. Whereas the ego doesn't want you to feel anything. It does its very best so you feel nothing. Okay. And what we want is we want to feel everything. So the idea is to take the willingness, desire, and courage, which is what brought you here now, is to feel the issue, say, for example, unworthiness, and then bring feeling consciousness here. Bring feeling consciousness to it. Okay. And if you do that, and you expand that feeling consciousness into the program, so that's unworthiness, all the soul wants to feel is to feel that layer of unworthiness, and then we can ask higher self to clear it. Also wants to feel it briefly, and then what happens is that you do what we call command codes, which is what we're going to do today. Clear that layer of unworthiness, and then it'll be gone. So a layer of your onion will be peeled here. You would have peeled a layer here. And if you keep doing that, eventually you get back to the pure love that you are. And things start to happen in life. Good stuff starts to happen. It takes time though. That's the key, because the soul wants to feel its way back from being this separate from God here. And as you peel the onion here, you're going to, by feeling all the layers here, eventually this connection opens up. And then you're in the flow. That's actually what happens. And actually, you don't have to make any of the decisions in the end. As you get clear enough, higher consciousness will guide you. And as you attune to that, which is what you learn in divine healing, you learn to follow what we call the spiritual signature, the flow of higher consciousness. And if you align to it more and more as you break free of the shackles of the ego, life will start to flow for you. So because there's only one right action in each moment, rather than trying to figure out what to do, it's about getting out of your own way and being quiet and still, allowing higher consciousness to guide you. And what is the next best step that's going to open your heart? It's going to create the flow for you. So that's actually how you open to the flow of abundance. Any questions so far, people? Just sort of laying out a bit of a model of what we're going to do. Wave at me, you got any questions? Okay, Jacqueline?
Can I ask something? What does the interference zone consist of?
Lots of astral beings. Have you seen the movie Ghostbusters? You're a filmmaker.
Yes, when I was a kid, I watched it.
Well, they look just like that.
Okay.
Okay. Big slimy blobby guys and all sorts of weird looking guys.
And but they don't have something personal with us. They're just acting on their own, right?
What do you mean by acting personal with you? What do you mean by that?
I mean, this zone consists of these Ghostbuster-like things, and they're just doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing. They're trying to stop you from accessing higher consciousness.
So they have a target, which is opposing our target.
Yes, if you're trying to wake up, they're going to try and stop you waking up. Okay, because that's the nature of the matrix. It's trying to keep you asleep. And your job's to wake up. So they're going to oppose you if you start waking up. They're going to trigger your negative programs because they want to feed off them. So your job's to become aware of them and clear them. And we're going to do a bit of that today. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Where do they come from? I've never heard about this interference zone before.
Well, there's life everywhere in the universe, and this astral plane, which is 1 octave above here, you can't see it normally. Okay. But if you look in, say, a museum and look at things from Africa, what the witch doctors carry, they have all sorts of weird little beings and stuff. They're actually astral beings. There's a great collection in the British Museum in London of them. So crazy little guys, and whose job is just to basically keep us from accessing higher consciousness. Okay. There's life at many different levels in the universe. And this is what these guys do. Okay, they help us feel separate from God. Okay. Roy?
Yeah, it's very interesting what you just said. It is something that I heard before in Brazil when I was there many years ago, Spiritism from Brazil, and that actually started in France. actually says this.
You broke up. What was that? What did you say just then?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is that in Brazil, the spiritists say that this level, the fourth dimension, is composed of spirits that whose job is to interfere, exactly what you said, with our progress. And
Correct.
that this is one of the biggest challenges that we have here, trying to pass that barrier in order to get to source or to pure consciousness. Yeah.
They're there because you've got to work your way through all this, and the process of working your way through that, you get more conscious. So there's always an opposing force in the universe for you to go. If you want to go this way, there'll be an opposing force purely there for you to work through, not to defeat you. Okay, that's what it's for. Because then you need to work at it and work out a way to get around this thing or remove them, which is actually what we're going to do in a few minutes. We're going to remove a whole bunch of them. Okay. Any other questions? Someone's got their hand up over here. Hang on.
Yeah, me.
Luna,
So
can I switch your camera on?
yeah, it's not on. I thought it was on.
Now
Okay,
it is. Now
alright.
it is.
So, besides our conditioning, there's also this interference. There is natural, it's programmed,
Yeah, it's part
from
of
what I understood.
it's part of the way the universe is built. Yeah.
Okay, because like from experience, what my experiences are, they are very cyclical. I feel like I'm evolving, like I'm shedding these layers and peeling them off. And sometimes what happens, not sometimes, what always happens is that I feel like I go back. Like I keep it, like it's like I'm falling it down the stairs all over again. I keep climbing and then I fall again.
Well,
And
usually 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then
exactly,
you keep doing a bit more, and you gradually make some progress.
exactly. I thought I every time I feel like I'm close, I'm getting close, and I was like, this is it, just one more step, and then I just fall all over again. I go back, and it really feels like there is a block, there's something stopping. And I always thought it was like it was just like a belief thing that I needed to keep working on, but there is literally a barrier keeping us from it.
Literally,
I never
yeah.
knew about that.
It's consciousness deliberately trying to stop you. It's deliberately trying to stop you to see if you overcome it. That's what it's doing.
So like, but nothing changes. What we have to do is just keep bringing awareness to the issues that we have and just keep working on it. Or is there something else that we need to do to break through this barrier?
Well, so what we're going to do, we need some divine healing, and we're going to break through the barrier.
Okay, then.
So there's a faster way to do it, okay?
All right.
Right. So because your higher self constructed all the programs you have, and we're going to use it to start to dismantle some of them. So yes, there is a faster way, which is what this work is all about. Okay.
All right.
Laurie?
Thank you.
Is there, in this work, is there a difference between our own subconscious programming that appears in our life as a block and these entities in the fourth
Yes, two completely separate things. Yeah.
Okay.
That subconscious programs are within you, okay, and the interferences entities are quite separate from you. They're definitely not working in your best interest. Or your ego is not working in your best interest either. Its job's to keep you asleep and separate from God. So you've got to, with your own willpower, the difference between people who really get on with the mission and those who don't is the willingness and desire and courage to focus on getting back to source and doing whatever it takes and breaking through all the deception of the ego. It's going to play all sorts of mind games with you to try and stop you waking up, to see if you can actually break through. So persistence is key, the whole thing. Okay, anyone else? No? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to break a hole through that interference layer. We're going to clear some interference. So you may feel that beings are leaving your body or your fields. You may burp, all sorts of stuff may happen. So what I want you to do is have your feet flat on the ground. Okay. All right. Take your shoes off. If you've got shoes on, just ground yourself and close your eyes. And if you sit at the vertical and then lean back slightly, so you're a bit slightly back from the vertical, so that takes you more into the feminine. So we move away trying to figure out and understand, is it real or what's really going on here, to actually just having the direct experience of it. Okay. And I'm going to do a bit of divine healing. It'll be quiet. Some of it we done quietly, some things will say stuff. But we're going to first remove what we call earthbound souls. These are beings who are attached to you because you carry the same issue that they had when they're embodied, and they want to sort of live viscerally through you. Okay. And so just breathe through your mouth and be present with what you feel. Okay. Main thing is to keep your eyes closed so the mental body shuts down, because it's going to say, well, is it real? What's really going on here? We don't want that. I want you to be present and just feel it.
Can I be seated on the ground instead of just touching the foot on the ground?
And you can sit on the ground. The main thing is your spine needs to be vertical, okay? And leaning slightly back, okay?
You speak louder, please. I'm losing you again.
How's that?
A little bit better.
Yeah, okay.
Louder, please.
I'll do my best, Roy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're done quietly, so just keep your eyes closed. We can take out the earthbound souls. Okay, earthbound souls are being released now. Just feel the energetic shift. They shiver, and it's okay to let your body do whatever it needs to do. Now we're going to release extraterrestrial presences. You don't have to worry about. They're just at the higher dimension, slightly higher. They're usually in the astral plane or higher. They're just very interested in how our emotions work, which is why they're hanging out with us. I'm going to remove them now. It will shift as they leave. Now we're going to remove discarnates, entities, and attachments, basically everything else which we haven't covered in astral beings, okay? Okay, they're leaving now, so feel the energy shift. We're going to make sure these guys don't come back as well. Okay. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to release some what we call main low frequency programs. So what I'd like you to do is to focus on being in your flow of abundance. And what, you know, abundance could be money, it could be ideas, it could be relationships, it could be a business expanding, whatever that is for you. Okay. You just focus on that. Focus on that in your heart as if it's already happened. But don't worry about how you're going to get there. Because manifestation, the universe will manifest on whatever you focus on is real. So breathing through your mouth. Okay. Focus on that. And create the image or the feeling or both in your heart as if it's already done. It could be your spiritual practices out there in the world, you're making a difference, you're really helping people, whatever makes your heart sing, because that's your soul trying to tell you what's important. So focusing and feeling in your heart as if it's already done. It's a done deal. The universe will figure out how to get you there. And now become aware of any programming that's coming up. Okay? Because the ego's going to try and stop you. It always does. Become aware of any programming coming up, whatever feeling that is. It could be, I'm not worthy for this, or it's words of your parents, you'll never make it for this. Become aware of whatever comes up, because this is the layer of the onion, ego onion, that you're going to clear today. Because you focus on where you want to go, and you could go, oh no, you can't do that. And what we're doing is we're flushing out everything in the way of you opening to the flow of abundance. And become conscious of how that program operates in your life without going into the big story of it, what you may try and do. And just breathe into it. You're bringing that blue sky, spiky ball of consciousness into that feeling, the last thing the ego wants you to do. So it may seem a little unfamiliar. And we breathe through our mouth so we can stay in the feeling place. So if you feel like your mouth wanting to close, it's ego trying to get you to breathe through your nose so you don't feel it, because it knows if you feel it, you're going to clear this layer of the onion. Breathing into it. And become aware of where that program came from. You may become aware, may not. It may be past life. It could be something that happened in this life when you were younger. Doesn't matter if you don't have anything come up, but sometimes it does. So it's good to become aware of where it comes from. So let yourself open to all aspects of this feeling. Perhaps the attachment the ego has to it. The feelings of being bad for having it. And all judgment around it. And the more you can open to it, the more it can integrate and heal. So we're just bringing consciousness to it, which can seem a bit strange because most of us have spent our lives not wanting to feel anything because the ego's been trying to stop us becoming aware of this programming, because if we did this all the time, it would be out of a job. Now what we're going to do, now you brought consciousness to it, we can ask the higher self to clear this program. Okay, so if you open your eyes, I'm going to show you a command code in divine healing, because divine healing is best on asking, you shall receive. And so these aren't just words. You are a spark of the divine. You're God, basically, commanding the universe to do something. And the more that you believe truly that you're God, the more powerful this command is going to be. It's not little old me sitting in my earth suit, wherever, Essex or Utah or wherever you are, okay, or Texas. You're actually a spark of the divine. And it's about returning to that state of being. So we're going to do this command code in layers. Saint Germain's a high dimensional master, some of you may have heard of. Yes, this purple flame. You're going to start to burn out whatever you were feeling. Okay. So we'll do some bite-sized chunks here. So microphone's on, guys, because it's good if you hear other people doing it and it feels like, okay, I'm being supportive of this. As a group, it's very, very powerful doing this as a group. Repeat after me. I ask Saint Germain to pour the purple flame.
I ask Saint
Saint
Germain
Germain
to pour the
pour the
purple flame
Through the aura and subtle bodies.
through the aura and subtle bodies.
To burn away all low frequency energies.
Burn away all low frequency energies
That I have discovered.
That
that
I
I
have
have discovered.
So that new higher level vibrations
so
So
that
that new higher level
Vibrations
can be accessed.
can be accessed.
Okay. Now don't say anything else yet. So what we're doing is we're letting that command code activate. So you could give it a chance. Basically, you're setting the energy. And what we're going to do, these aren't just words. We're actually commanding the universe to do something. So you give it a bit of time to do it. So Saint Germain and higher self, please burn out in one go.
Saint Germain
Saint
and higher
Germain
self.
and
and self
In
Burn
one
out
go.
one
go.
go.
100% the core issue through all levels and dimensions.
100% the core issue, all levels and dimensions.
So pause there. So we let that happen. The mind will want to run on and keep saying them all because it just wants to rattle it all off. It's not about that. So the energy is going to be busy for a bit here. 100% the original core through all levels and dimensions.
100%
the
original
original core
levels
all
and
levels
and dimensions.
Pause. 100% the source of its power through all levels and dimensions.
100% the source of its
power,
levels and
levels and
dimensions.
dimensions.
100% all energy attached through all levels and dimensions.
100% all energy attached through all levels and dimensions.
All levels and
Dimensions.
100% all of its effects through all levels and dimensions.
100% of
all of
its
its
levels.
levels and
dimensions.
dimensions.
There we go. We just wait a bit.
Yeah. You
There we
see
go.
that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for you. Thank you, Saint Germain.
When you express gratitude, it opens a connection back up to source. Okay. All right. Just breathe in, just feel the shift in you as that happens. Okay. Oh. Give you a minute or two to integrate that. Then we're going to do a few more charts. So this is the main low frequency program chart in Divine Healing Level 1. This is a very commonly used chart here. There's a bunch of main low frequency programs here, but I just had you feel it. Okay. So use this a lot to peel the onion, ego onion. Okay, close your eyes. We're going to go and clear some past lives which are blocking you opening to the flow of abundance. Okay. So I want you just to refocus yourself on the feeling that you're in the flow of abundance, whatever that image or feeling was. And breathing through your mouth, feel that. Because our intention now is to trigger any past lives which are blocking that flow of abundance, because then we're going to go and clear them. And just keep breathing into that feeling or image with the flow as if it's already done. And then become aware also of any past lives with your intention that are creating it. And if you look behind you, energetically, you may feel little strands of energy going back in the time-space continuum, connecting to those lives. Just become conscious of that as it comes up for you. The more conscious you are of them, the deeper the clearing of them. We're all processing stuff from past lives, unresolved issues from past lives. Okay. So now open your eyes. We're going to do another command code. We're going to clear those past lives. All right. The only thing I'll do, this is a chart, a past life death chart, but we're going to use it slightly differently. Okay. I'd say we're going to heal all traumatic lifetimes blocking our abundance. I'll lead you with the words, okay? All right, so here we go again. Be very present. Remember, you're a spark of the divine, a spark of God, commanding this. So after me, microphone's on. Higher self, please clear, heal, and integrate.
Higher self,
Self,
please clear, heal, and integrate
all these files and memories,
all these files
and memories,
including all cellular memories,
including all cellular memories,
the DNA and the subatomic levels.
the DNA and the subatomic
levels.
I'm now ready to heal all traumatic lifetimes,
I am now ready to heal
all
traumatic
lifetimes,
blocking my flow of abundance.
Blocking
my
flow of
flow of abundance.
All levels and dimensions,
all levels
And dimensions.
all time frames,
time frames,
realities, and universe.
Reality and universe.
Pause there.
universe.
Make that happen. So that's going to be cleared. You've got to give the higher self time to do all that. Okay, it's done. Next line. I command that any soul fragments,
I command
that
any
any
soul fragment,
Any
filled with these memories,
memories
are now returned to me.
these memories now return to me
Whole and intact,
fully whole and intact.
as appropriate.
as appropriate.
So welcome these soul fragments back.
I
I welcome these
from these soul fragments.
Pause.
fragments back.
Okay, so a little of that stuff leaves, or a bunch of stuff's going to leave you. You might want to yawn or burp or whatever, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It makes me yawn a lot of stuff. It takes a lot of energy to hold this stuff in place.
Yeah.
Next one. I command that the whole holographic matrix be repaired.
I command
I
that
command that the whole
Holographic
holographic
matrix repaired.
All layers and levels,
All
all
layers
layers
and
be
levels.
brought into full alignment,
and
and
then
then
brought into full alignment,
balance,
integration.
allow for wholeness to emerge.
balance,
to allow for
The wholeness
to
to emerge.
Pause. Okay, so
Yeah.
just
I
look
like
at
that.
Thank you for the embrace.
No, don't say thank you yet. You got to wait. You got to wait for each process to happen. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, the holographic matrix is the external reality that you're creating around you. It's your body, energy fields, it's the entire reality
It's all your 12.
created by you. Now we say thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Embrace the shift there.
Ah, that was good. So these mudras, each one means certain what? This is when you want to be
Okay.
more like in the celestial realm.
So now, guys, yeah, we got some background.
Is when you want to be closer to.
Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do, because we've done a lot of clearing, is that we're going to infuse some energetic nutrition. This is the nutrition chart in level 1. And what this does is it's going to infuse the right frequency into you to integrate all the changes you've just been through. Okay, so what we do is that we use the higher self to work out which one it is. So we've got to pick a column A to D, or 1 to 4. Okay, and A or 1 is amino acids, which have a particular, each one has a unique frequency. B is essential fatty acids. C is minerals, and D is vitamins. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to do a process called number mapping, because your higher self knows exactly what you need. We just got to connect to it. So I'm going to do exactly as I say, and then we'll get the right answer. Just pick a number 1 to 4, and whatever number in your head is the correct one. Okay, and write it down. Okay. Okay. If you got a 1, that means you're after amino acids. So if you got a 1 here, just do the same thing again. Close your eyes and pick a number 1 to 25. Whatever number comes to you is the correct answer. And it's one of these amino acids, and write the amino acid down. Like I've got 10, it could be guanidine. Right, I'd write guanidine down. That's the frequency I need. If you got 2 or B, essential fatty acids, close your eyes and pick a number 1 to 19, or write it down. Write down which one. So I got 3. It'd be arachidonic acid, but you don't even have to understand how to even say it, let alone what it actually does. Because higher consciousness is very intelligent, it knows exactly which one is needed. Okay, those who got 3, which is minerals. Okay, pick a number, close your eyes and pick a number 1 to 21, and write down the mineral you got. Okay, you guys can switch your mics off now. So, okay, you don't need them at the moment. Okay. And if you've got 4, which is D, which is vitamins, close your eyes. Pick a number 1 to 26. And write that down, okay? Okay. So that's the frequency you need to integrate this. All right. So, okay, now you can switch your mics on, because we're going to do this command code here together. And because you've set the intention of what that nutrition is, it'll go into you. It actually comes down the central column. It's going to come through you, and then it's going to propagate through you. And because it bypasses the conscious mind, it's very effective, this stuff. All right. Repeat after me. Mic's on. Higher self, please encode this nutrient in the perfect balance.
Higher self,
Higher
please
self,
encode this
encode
nutrient
this
in the perfect
nutrient
balance.
in the perfect balance.
That is required and clear and
That
align
it
all
is
pathways.
required.
That is required
That is
Maximum
required
and
and
align
clear
Align
and
all
align all
pathways.
Utilization.
Maximum assimilation,
assimilation, absorption, and utilization.
And utilization.
Okay, so just close your eyes and let's let that propagate through you. I really want to yawn after that one. There's some more energy. That should settle your system and help integrate after all the clearing we just did. You feel a shift? Let me say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's it. He wouldn't be going past 12:30. So we don't like.
All right. Let's have a little bit of sharing, just so you've got a bit of time to integrate that. So who would like to share how they felt through that process? just wave at me or put your hand up. Also switch the microphone on if you're not on video. Laurie, do you want to have a go? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little
You look a little
high
old.
right now, but the processes at each period, I literally felt a huge shift and release. Energetically, I didn't feel anything really well, and then I felt that from a physical perspective, but I definitely felt the shift and release.
Yeah. See how powerful you are?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Anisha.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of feeling in my body. In the first parts of it, I felt like pinpricks when we were removing I forgot the entities, the earthbound entities and things like that. And as we moved into the purple flame and the shifting in that sense, I felt like at first my body was like the energy shifting like this, like sideways.
Yeah.
And then I felt it like the next part was like a front wave. So I love it. It just felt like the totality of it, of the shifting occurring.
Yeah. Thank you. A lot happens with us. Okay. Who else would like to share how that was? Jacqueline, then Roy.
I
No, you're on mute again. It was okay already.
okay. For me, I had tears at many moments, and I didn't know if this is normal. So I had tears from my eyes.
A release coming out of body. Yeah.
Now I feel dizzy.
Yeah.
And at some points, I felt that I needed a bit more time. Like the pose, when we were doing the pose, sometimes something was telling me, no, stay. So yes, that's all. But I had, and also something else I wanted to say is that I had goosebumps every now and then, very intense, and it was very moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to pick a sort of a timing that works overall. Sometimes some you might need longer, some people need shorter. So it's normal, yeah. Roy, what was your experience like?
I had a lot of trouble. I loved it, but I had a lot of trouble with the audio, so I could hardly hear, you, and I could hear like garbled voices from the background. So it wasn't very pleasant for me. However, because I am an empath, I'm able to feel, a lot of the stuff that is happening at other levels. And I knew that things were happening. And perhaps this is a way of the interference that we were trying to get rid of trying to keep me away from really get into the program and do the clearing. So I would say that overall it was good, in spite of the fact that I couldn't hear.
Does it sound better on the computer now than on the phone?
Yeah, I had to change the computer, move to somewhere else.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wi-Fi probably wasn't strong enough, wasn't Link? So
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Or it could have been interference of the phone. They do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else want to share how that was? No? Okay. All right. So that's a little taste of divine healing. And that's a few of the charts. We have 26 charts in divine healing. This is just level 1. So a little taste of it so you to feel the power of what it can do. So if you do use it regularly, you're going to peel that onion a lot quicker. And you're going to make more progress in terms of getting to that flow of abundance, getting to that gift of service. And the idea is to free you from the prison of the ego. So eventually you just get back to the pure love that you are, and you can then flow with your gift. Because most of what we're dealing with is pretty much the ego already playing games with us with all its programs. So I'll give you a bit more context for what we've just done there. Okay, so this is the level 1 manual, and it's all about empowering yourself. These are the 12 strands of DNA. And we're gradually changing all that through these processes. Okay. Yeah. And we have 26 charts that were channeled over about a year in 2006. And basically, this came through Almira and Mary and Shakira, who brought this through. And what we're doing here is that we're following the flow of the higher self. We started off, I did interferences first, so that you have a clearer channel. I cleared the main life frequency programs you had, that were triggered by having you focus on your flow of abundance, what you wanted to have in terms of being abundant. Then we cleared past lives. I just used the past life death chart, I just adjusted it to clear past lives blocking the flow of abundance. And so these are all quite strong. And then I did the nutrition chart here to basically, I'll just clean it down again. I did the nutrition chart to basically stabilize and help you integrate. So what happens in divine healing is that you just follow the higher self and you just move around through all these charts here. You go all over the place. And basically, it's in the right order if you're aligned to the higher self, which is what we do in divine healing. You get aligned first. I aligned all you guys before we started. Okay. And I'll integrate you afterwards, after the video is finished. So basically, it's a journey through all these charts here in the right order. And for you, it's unique for each person, normally. And then you get clearer. And you have less onion, less ego onion holding you back. And so the higher self knows all these charts. So basically it's using this to consciously clean up your ego and anything else on the way so you can get back to oneness. That's essentially what it does. So when we teach this, we teach a 4-day program on Zoom. Basically what we do is we do what we did today, but we do it in much more depth. We basically flow, we bond as a group, and the group consciousness, what we call a synergistic entity, guides us in terms of which charts we do. It's different every time we do this. So we might start off with this one, and then we might go to this one and this one. And basically we'll work our way through all of the charts over 4 days. So you get a massive healing, but you also get, you learn how to do it. You basically, what you do is we talk about what each chart is about. We give a demo. If it's a simple chart, we do what we did just now, we do it on a whole group. If it's a complex one, I'll do the demo on one of you in the class, if you decide to come. And then, so you see how it works. So you have 4 days of this massive healing process. Then you go off into Zoom breakout rooms and you give and receive, you practice each chart, the complex charts. And you come back to the main room, we get feedback, and then the group consciousness will pick the next chart. And so this goes on for 4 days. So by the time you're at the end of 4 days, you're already cleaned out. You've got a lot less onion on board. It's not going to clean it all out because you spent a whole lifetime building it up, but it's going to clean a lot of it. And then you will feel a lot better and lighter. And if you keep at it yourself afterwards, this is a tool, you can clear 80% of your emotional issues yourself with this tool. The other 20% usually require an experienced practitioner, because to hold space for core ego programs, you can actually make a lot more progress in life. I mean, I learned this in 2006, and I really spent every few days, I would use this, sometimes every day. And I cleared a huge amount of my programming. That enabled it freed me up to get on with my mission. And I felt a lot better as well. I felt depressed most of my life before divine healing, because the amount of loading I had from what my subcontract had created. So you get free of ego prison, basically, is what this does. And when you reach that point of soul integration, which I was talking about, where you've cleared enough of the ego so that it's no longer dominant over the soul, that's when it gets really interesting, because then more and more good stuff progressively starts happening. Okay, so this is the key to abundance. Actually, it's clearing the ego. Because if you're completely clear, anything that you focused on that was in divine order for you to come would appear instantly, just like it did with Christ. Because he spent 12 years basically doing this sort of stuff, cleaning his ego out, because he was still in a human form. That's the key to abundance. Because if you deeply believe or deeply feel you're unworthy to be loved, then that's all you're going to get. You're not going to get the flow coming to you. But if you clean it up with this, it takes time and persistence. There's no quick fix here. You need to do your work. Then it's permanent. A permanent shift occurs, so that then you can move into the sort of life that you know you should have, because the soul puts it out there what it wants to achieve, and that's the carrot that draws us forward. Okay. All right. So talk about this a bit more. Okay. So essentially what we're doing is that we are breaking through. Let's get this webcams to move. We're essentially breaking through the ego's defenses here. I'll get a different color. We're gently and lovingly breaking through the ego defenses as turquoise, which is defense mechanisms. It freezes these deep feeling, low frequency emotions. And what we're doing is we're actually breaking through with divine healing, gently. We're breaking through with consciousness and dissolving them layer by layer. We do it repeatedly. And eventually you have a lot less ego and you're going to be a lot lighter and happier. Okay, but you've got to do the work with this. It's not an overnight fix, but it's a very fast way to grow in consciousness. Okay. So any other questions? I've sort of given you a bit more structure on how the system works. You can either put it in the chat, or better just talk to me, just switch your mic on and talk to me. If you're not on video, just say your name and just chat away. Any other questions? Veronica, you try and talk to me. Hang on. Let me see that. Try this. There you go. It's on there.
Oh, I get so much interference. This helped a lot. I get really bogged down, and I can't tell which messages are supposed to come through.
Yeah. Yeah, the video will go out later in the week. If you just do it, follow the healing part of the video, the second half, it'll clear another layer of interference because all the transmissions contained in the video. If you want to clear more. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments, Jacqueline?
What should I do now? I mean, after our it's my first divine healing session, and I feel exhausted and not exhausted at the same time. What would be the best advice? I feel I should get water, breathe, okay?
Rest and drink a lot of water, because your body's going to detox, because if you remove the emotional toxins, the physiological toxins associated with it are going to come out as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments before I move on? No? Okay, we'll move on to the next bit. Okay. So if you're interested in going to the next stage of this, so you can safely let go and move to the flow and deliver your gift of service to the world. If you want to learn it, which is the most cost-effective way, actually, the next training we're running is on Zoom over 2 weekends. We call it our California Mom Special, because enough of them asked me, can you please do it over 2 weekends so I don't have to take time off work, so I don't have any vacation left, and my husband can look after the kids. That's a pretty typical comment I get. It's running on 2 weekends, the 11th and 12th and 18th and 19th of February next year. Okay, so that's for you hardworking North Americans. It runs 12:30 to 8:30 UK time, 7:30 AM to 3:30 PM Eastern. Pacific is about 4:30 to 12 in the morning to 12:30. But we have to find a time that works for Europe and North America. So people used to fly over to England for this, but so if you can handle an early morning, get used to it. You can do it from the comfort of home. And in Europe, it's 1:30 to 9:30 because I can teach to about 8:30 in the evening, and 9:30 is about the latest most people can function in Europe. Okay, so that will give you the tool to clear 80% of the stuff which has been bugging you most of your life. So the deposit is £193, about $235 US. The full fee, which includes the deposit, is £571, about $685 US. But it's only equivalent to about 5.5 hours of one-on-one sessions. So basically, it's the most cost-effective way of doing it, and you can. It's not for everyone though, so only if it feels right to you. You can find out more at the divinehealingtraining.com. Take you to the page on the website. But if you want more of a one-on-one session experience to go deeper, just to see if this is for you, go to freeupyourlifewithdivinehealing.com and fill out the form there with your details, and I'll match you up to one of our practitioners. We have them all over the world. Match you up with someone. We use a soul contract reading to match you up so they're compatible with you. And if you put down the issues you're interested in working on, we'll find someone who has experience in that sort of issue. There's two ways to do this. Learn on the training so you can do it yourself 80% of the time. And then the other 20% of the time, you'll need a practitioner for some core ego programs, or come to one-on-one sessions here with Free Up Your Life with divinehealing.com. So that's the one-on-one sessions. The divinehealingtraining.com is actually the workshop. Okay, so you can change your life basically. That's what it can do if you feel drawn to it. Any other questions, people? And if you just want to try the video again, it'll have the same powerful effect. So make sure you don't listen to it in the car or anything like that. It's very strong. The transmission will be carried by the video. Okay. Nothing in the messaging? No. Okay. All right, people. Okay, so thank you for coming. Hope you enjoy that. And what's today? Video should be out by the end of the week or early next week by the time we process it and get it organized. Okay, so you can have another listen. But thanks for your time. I know you're all busy people probably, and glad you came, and thank you for the engagement. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.